Hey everybody, so we had a little bit of a mishap yesterday with me not being able to find the place I wanted to go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to head out to the museum, which is where I am right now, and then I'm going to try, probably depending on the time I come out, I'm going to try hopping over on the subway a couple of stops and then walking from there, because that seems easier. I might be a little late out, so I'm not sure. I do have another down the ticket, so it doesn't have to be. And here we have the museum. I don't know if I'm allowed to film inside, so I'm not sure how much footage of this you're gonna get. I am in. I haven't seen any signs saying I can't take pictures, so we'll see. Bit hectic outside though, not much delineation between lines and what people were waiting for, so I ended up going to ask, hey, where do I go? And they were like, oh, just come in. So the 3 or 4 lines that are merging outside don't appear to be. If you've got the skip the line ticket, sometimes there's like a separate line you go into. Apparently not. Got all the pottery here. But it's amazing how long it survived already, isn't it? 4th century BC. This is interesting because it says the god of medicine. His symbols were a snake and the staff. That's used in medicine today, isn't it? Like, is it medical alert or is it diabetic? I don't remember exactly where, but I have seen that symbol, the staff with the snake around it. So I guess they must still use it for that reason. They have these fixtures of parts they've taken off the walls all the way down here. So this one is talking about a family and their worshippers.
Il peut dessiner, il peut mettre tous des trucs sur la poterie.
Okay, I'm back outside the museum. Turns out there were rules against photography and I got in a little bit of trouble. So I snuck a few things here and there, but we couldn't go all the way around. They don't like pictures in the gallery. Throughout the museum though, there were like sections of the floor that were clear so you could see down below into these, which were interesting but also slightly terrifying because I know I'm not going to fall, but I feel like I'm going to fall. So there were like cutouts all over the floors. And they have been really good inside about taking the pieces that they were trying to maintain, and then they've put plaster inserts of how the rest of it would look, because there's quite a few rather unfortunate notices of the British Museum be British Museum, and they've got those pieces so they don't have them all complete. Alright, we have changed locations. I didn't fancy anything quite close to the museum, everything was quite busy. I've just sat down. There's a crepe place near to my Airbnb, and she does this chicken, what is it? Looking at the menu over. This is the place. I'm having that chicken, Philadelphia, turkey, pepper, tomatoes. It sounds delicious. I'll show it to you. And because the main heat of the day is over now, I think we're on about 3:30-ish, I'm going to walk over and try and find the place I couldn't find yesterday. Alright, just waiting in the subway station. This is the subway station for the Acropolis. Ooh, I'm red. I may have underestimated things when I said the main heat of the day was over. We're still working on a solid 38, 39 at this particular point. So I've got to head over to the next station. I'm having such problems pronouncing all the names. Sintagama? Something along those lines. Some combination of those sounds. And it's one of the main interchange stations, and then I'm going one more across. I think it's on the blue line, and then that should put me in very close walking distance to the Agora, which I keep wanting to call the Angora, like the sweater. So if I've done that at any point in the video, I apologize. And then I think tomorrow maybe I might do the national park. That looks lovely. Okay, so I can stop butchering the name from you. This is the station I'm at, but I've got to go to the blue line, but I'm not sure I don't think that's the blue line, but I don't think I want to go towards the airport. I think I need to go the other way. Okay, found it. I'm going to this one. Monastiraki. I showed it you so I wouldn't butcher it and then butchered it. So I'm going into there and then I'm going to see if I can find my way. Okay, I have found the outside of the site I actually wanted to visit, so I'm just coming around here for the entrance now. As you can see, it's a lot bigger than the one I was in the other day. I actually made it inside, so we're already more victorious than we were the other day. Turns out only the museum is open at the moment and the rest will open at 5, which is in about half an hour. I guess they must have closed it down during the worst of the heat of the day. They do that sometimes if it gets really hot, but I didn't think right now counted, but I don't know. But it looks like a lovely site. Look at that, you can see the Acropolis in the distance. And we're going to head down there to where all the pillars are behind those trees. And just gives you information in on the area in Greek and in English. So right now that's just cornered off, but I'm guessing pretty soon they'll open that up and we can take a closer look at some of these. So I believe this is the museum we're going into. So here you have just like the tops of columns, and this is the base of what used to be a statue of the Iliad. So you can kind of see the inscriptions. They weren't too happy with the idea of me taking pictures before, so this seems a lot more chill about it. But they've got some lovely statues, which I'm guessing all formed part of the displays in there. I've nearly tripped about 1,000 times on the rocky soil, but I like this site. Although the Acropolis is obviously very impressive, I like this site better because there's less people and you can get a little bit closer to things. Just about to head up there and see what it is. These floors scare the life out of me because they go down fairly steep, but the all of the staircases are like the original cut-in ones, so I'm always really worried because they're so uneven that I'm just going to slip and slide right down to the bottom of the marble staircase. I realise they probably don't look too bad from here, but they're a little scary and my knee isn't very good. I appear to have found a path that meanders down through the woodland instead of straight tumbles, so we're going to go for this. Okay, another day, another trip out. I'm heading back to Hadrian's Library, which I think is quite a small site by the looks of it. But I wanted to see it yesterday and I was just so overheated once I came out of the Agora that I was like, nah, I know where it is. It's easy to get to. I will go tomorrow. So we're going to head there, but I have to go through the 2 stations again. So depending on how I feel afterwards, I might just go back 1 station, come on out in the square and then try and find the National Garden, because it looks like quite a nice area there. If I don't make it, it's not the end of the world. Both of them close pretty late, I think 7 or 8 o'clock. But it will give me a chance to look around. But it really will depend how I feel, because the national park is National Garden, National Park, not sure what it's called, but it's free to go into. So if it comes down to it, I can always go tomorrow, but my ticket for the historical sites runs out today. So I need to go to the library today if I want to. Okay, it looks like I may have been rerouted for the moment. They've closed it down because the weather's really hot right now. They're having a heat wave. If you've watched the news, you might have heard it going through Europe. So I guess I'm going to go over to St. Thomas Square, maybe. That kind of sucks. I'm going to come back later, I think. I thought it opened till 8 and I couldn't figure out why it was saying closed at 3, which it also is not closed at, so I don't know what's going on there. But it reopens at 5:30. That does explain, though. The other day I was in the Agora and they said, oh, you can go to the museum now, but the main area won't open till 5, so it must have been the same idea. I'm a little bit annoyed though, because there's a group of guys. There's one really aggressive group of just sellers, you know, and they have these bracelets they sell, but they, like, one of them stopped me the other day, put it on my wrist, and I was like, no, leave me alone. And then got offended that I wasn't going to pay him and took the bracelet back. I was like, please take it. I was very clear that I didn't want to give you anything, but there's like groups of them that hang around each station, especially here. So there was like 3 of them just now, and I went past. I was like, nope. He's like, oh, I like your hair. Where are you from? I said, nope. He was like, I asked where you from. I heard what you asked, but it now means I'm going to have to turn around and go past them again, which is a little irritating. Okay, we're back in the subway station waiting on the train. It makes sense that they're closing it with the temperature, but it just kind of disappoints me. I've seen a ton of people with their luggage though. I am considering potentially just paying the price and getting a cab to the airport on the way back, which is quite extravagant, but at the same time, I just don't want to be dragging my stuff. If I was on a direct line to the airport, maybe, but I do have to go a stopover and change lines. I did it on the way here, but I don't know if I want to bother on the way back, you know? You guys, I am so excited. So, I went into Sephora about 5-6 days ago, looking for the Yucca palette by Natasha Denona. Actually, I might have filmed at that point. You might have an earlier clip of this. And they told me it wasn't going to be in for a month, and I was a little bit devastated because it always takes a lot longer to get over to the Middle East if they import it at all. And I heard a rumour that Natasha Denona was pulling out Sephora, so I didn't even know if I could order it from somewhere else. And I hate ordering internationally when it comes to that stuff because it's not reliable in Oman. And I walked into Sephora today because I was like, I'm going to check it again, and they have the palette. So I don't know why they told me a month. They might just have been estimating, but I forgive them because now I have it. I'm so excited. Also, when I sit down to have something to eat, I cannot leave it anywhere. I'll be devastated. Hey everyone, so it's got a bit more of a breeze today. It's still very hot. This is actually my last full day here. I haven't filmed very much in the last couple of days. I just wanted to enjoy it, you know. You probably won't see everything in this vlog. But I'm heading over to the National Garden, which I meant to do a little while ago. My ticket is actually up. It was a 5-day ticket, and I don't want to buy just a 1-day ticket when I literally want it for a stop. So I'm just going to walk over instead of taking the metro. It's only about a 15-minute walk, so it really isn't necessary, I don't think. Take a look around in there, find somewhere nice for dinner. I'm still thinking of maybe getting like a shoulder bag because I really hate the bag I have for my hand luggage, and I've been looking for a good tote bag. The one I got before I came was just a little bit too big for my needs. Oh, I've just realised I'm in front of a pharmacy. I need to go and get some eye drops as well. But other than that, just enjoying the day. So on the other side of this is a really busy road, so it was kind of hard to get it. But this is the Arc of Hadrian. Because the road's right behind it, I was trying to do it from the other side, and I was like, dude, the park's over here. What am I even doing? Okay, I made it. I crossed the road thinking that was the way in, but it was actually another historical site. My ticket's run out now, but I looked in. It's got some really impressive like pillars and things, like huge ones. It's the Olympiad of Zeus, something like that. But there's a ton of scaffolding in there and it just doesn't seem worth the entry at the moment. So I'm gonna have a look around. So coming in here, I initially thought it was closed because they were doing a lot of construction work just around the entrance, but it doesn't appear to be, or I've just slipped in and I'm about to get thrown out, but I doubt it. So you come out of the shade into this. I kind of wish that fountain was on, that would be beautiful. They call it a garden, but there isn't really a ton of flowers. It's more a park. And then this is up here. Look here, I'm got these steps. I would be the first to admit that I don't know what it is. It's clearly a modern building done in the style of the ancient buildings, but I don't know what purpose it serves. I'm going to go a bit closer to that statue and see if I can see. Here's the explanation. Congress and Exhibition Hall. It's not a huge amount in here, but if you look up above, it's a beautiful ceiling. Won't let us out there though, so I'm going to have to go back around. Okay, that's literally all of it that was open inside. I don't know if part of the building is still in use. I'm not sure what the purpose is for that. So there are parts closed to the public though, so I'm guessing they have a purpose for them. They're very pretty inside nonetheless. I don't really have a map, so I'm just sort of looking around and seeing where everything leads. All the paths are connected and there's a ton of entrances, so at some point I'll come out to something. But it's just such a nice shady place to walk. And then suddenly there was a pond. Lots of ducks. Kind of cute. Lots of people taking pictures, so can't get a clear shot. I think there's the beginning of a playground up there as well. I'm about to go down this way because I think it'll take me around. So I got on the metro in the end to the station and got on the wrong metro. So there's one that only goes to this station right here, and I thought it was this train, and I had to actually wait for the next one. So there's another one in like 6 minutes. It's not the end of the world, but it's going to be packed. But at the very least, I got to sit down for most of the journey. Okay, I found my gate. It's gate 138. I came in by gate 1, so there we go. It is very busy. Luckily, the Gulf Air baggage drop line is quite short. Okay, I'm checked in. I have about 2.5 hours. I'm not too pressed on time. I think I'm actually going to stop for a coffee. I haven't had anything today because I wanted to focus on getting here, but I do want to get through security quite quickly because with it being busy, I'm not sure how long that's going to take. It's a little bit rare that I have lots and lots of time in an airport, so I've decided to treat myself to the actual restaurant service instead of the self-service. There doesn't seem to be as many places to sit, but it might be it's leading there. They do this thing where they kind of sneak you around once you get through security, so it's just like one passageway. It's not like usually you have it open and then there are shops on either side and you can go through and stuff. It's very guided. So I went through duty free and then it takes you through the shopping area, and this is the first restaurant I got to. So I've just ordered some food, I've ordered a coffee. Life is going to be fine. I might go back and look at duty free. I ordered 3 bottles to pick up in Oman because you could do that on the Omani site in arrivals. I have to not forget to do that. Famous last words. They did have some Di Sereno and duty free on offer, and I was like, I haven't had that for a while. I'm just not sure if I want to bother carrying it through. I mean, I suppose once I'm on the plane it's not going to matter, but if I've got 3 bottles waiting, I probably don't need the 4th. It's not like I'm an alky, but it's just because it's an opportunity to do it, so you can carry up to 4 litres. Oh, I was going to say, I was really surprised because the airport in the, not arrivals area, in kind of the bit where you go to, well, I suppose it's arrivals, the bit where you go and check in, it was really busy, and I was like, oh no, this is going to be a nightmare. But once I got through to security, it was actually absolutely fine. Gulf Air had a drop-off counter, because I find sometimes when I'm in Middle Eastern airports, they let you check in online and then they don't have a dedicated counter to leave your bag, so you end up waiting in the line anyway. Waiter just came over and gave them our receipt. I was glad they had a dedicated line. I got through very quickly, but security was really well managed. I did security and then immigration, and I didn't wait very long at them at all, even though it's a super busy time. They've just served me my latte in a bowl. I realise style is a thing, but it's not practical to drink out of. I'll tell you what though, bowl notwithstanding, it wasn't until I took a sip I realised I needed that coffee more than I needed anything else in my entire life. This is the carbonara pizza, or there is a special word for something, Greek pizza something, I don't know. But at least half of it's going in my face and I'm very pleased. That was a little bit odd. I have the MasterCard travel pass system. I'm a member of it through the credit card I have. And for some reason it's not coming up as eligible for the lounge here, even though she said yes, and then we tried it and it was like, no, you're not eligible. Don't know quite what's going on there. I don't know if it's a select don't know what on earth that was. I don't know if it's select lounges and maybe the one in Greece doesn't apply, or there might be a problem with HSBC is actually currently winding down their operations in the Middle East, but they haven't started with some of the services yet, so there's no reason. I don't know, maybe they've just started withdrawing from certain services now and this is one of them. They didn't say it was one of them, but that kind of sucks. I don't have very long, like I've got about 40 minutes before it announces my gate, so it's not going to kill me, but I was going to enjoy the lounge. I just got pulled up to the boarding counter because when I checked in, the lady didn't really seem to understand that I could get into, like, I wasn't staying in Bahrain, I was transferring through and going to Oman. And she was like, but you don't have a visa. And I was like, I have a residency. And I showed her my residency card. She was like, if you're going to Oman, you need a 30-day tourist visa. And I was like, I live there. I work there. And she seemed a little confused, but she was going through it and I just let her be. And she gave me a boarding pass and I was like, okay, great, perfect. Wish me I had a good flight, whatever. I have just been called up to the boarding counter because apparently she left all my stuff blank and she must have flagged it somehow and been like, I don't understand what's wrong, please check it. And I was like, why would you let me go through security? Why wouldn't you sort it out when I was checking in? But about 3 other people have been called up, so I don't know what was going on the counter this time around, but it all seems to be sorted out. I am still at the gate. We were meant to start boarding at 2:20 and I only have an hour and 10 for my connection, so I'm a tad concerned. Hopefully they can make it up. Boarding has started. They haven't called my zone yet. It's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is when the flight was meant to take off and I don't know how my connection's going to go, so fingers crossed.
Wow, this is size. And will some of the family be running that or?
Okay, I'm going to my room now. But look, it's really very nice in here. Hang on, let's try not to slam the door. Let's take you here first. I dumped my bag and just kind of ran because they opened the restaurant late for us because it was us and a whole group of people. So we've got here, it's obviously a twin room, but it's very pretty. And then we go around. Hi there. Got a little coffee station. I'm assuming this is wardrobes. Oh, fancy light, fancy light. Come on. The light is not turning on. Did I have to literally stop filming there because I couldn't figure out the light switch? Yes. Apparently I can't press it that hard. You just have to tap it real quick. But anyway, we have the bathroom. We have a huge walk-in shower here with like a bench. Luckily it has all the amenities in it, so I didn't have any packed. I don't have any contact lens solution with me, so that's going to be that, but I can always wear my glasses. It's not the end of the world. I was a tad worried, because when you're like, you're glad to have the hotel room, it's nice that they gave it to me, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh, what if it ends up being somewhere horrible? But it's turned out to be somewhere lovely. I've just noticed my TV. I was trying not to show you the TV because I was like, what if it's got my name on? Because usually a hotel TV will say, yo, welcome whoever. This is the name that's on my TV. It is not my name. I'm guessing this must be the person who booked it on behalf of the airline. I was like, welcome Zuasula. Okay, well, there we go. So the hotel is the Grove. Sorry, I'm just checking the TV again. The Grove Hotel and Conference Centre. And luckily, like I said, it has all the toiletries and stuff because I did not pack any with me. I love that. I usually obsessively overpack and I put like an extra outfit into my bag and all the rest of it to make sure just in case my luggage gets lost. So my luggage isn't lost. Well, fingers crossed, knock wood. My luggage isn't lost, but I didn't pick it up. They said it will be automatically redirected when I get onto my new flight. And I'm like, okay, but that means I don't have luggage. Now, I've got my phone and my chargers and I've got my laptop. So that's something at least. But I don't have contact lens solution. And this contact, if you can see how watery my eye's getting, is starting to attack my eyeball. I'm going to have to take it out. Okay, that's better. I can see I'm not tearing up. Well, only slightly from it before. But it also means, because I didn't obsessively overpack, it's that I transferred some of like my face creams and all of that into my big luggage because I didn't want my hand luggage to be too heavy. So I've got none of my face creams and I don't have any makeup remover, which I realise it doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot, but I'm wearing some. And I'm going to have mascara all down my face tomorrow. I'm going to see if there's anything I can do. I'll take off what I can. I didn't put any face makeup on because I don't like to put it on when I travel, but so that's something at least. But I'm going to look a bit of a state in the morning. We're playing Raid the Amenities. I've got a dental kit, which is great because I don't have my toothbrush. We've got soap, got some body lotion. I might see if I can use that on my face. I don't imagine it'll be the best, but it'll be something. I've got this vanity kit, which had some earbuds, a nail file, and a pad, like a face pad, but I don't have any makeup remover for it. And in here we just have some shampoo, conditioner, and some more soap and some shower gel. So not terrible, just not really purpose for what I need it to be. I'm going to double check my hand luggage. I don't think I've got anything useful in there. I got some deodorant in there, which I'll need tomorrow. I think for now I'm probably going to have a shower and just go to bed. I can't remember how much of this I filmed in the previous clip, so let me sit down and tell you the whole story. Basically, my flight from Athens was delayed. I had an hour and 10 minutes to make my connection between Bahrain and my ongoing flight, and we left an hour and 15 minutes late. So we landed and my gate was already closed. I thought there was another flight going at like 10 something, but apparently I was wrong. The new flight isn't until 3 something tomorrow. So now I am here instead. I'm staying overnight. It's not just me. There were a ton of people. Actually, it was a bit cheeky. So there were some people going to Manila and a ton of people missed their flight to Manila. Yeah. So when I was going to the transfer desk, one of the agents stood up and was like, Manila, this way, and took them all upstairs. But a family that are with me here today in the hotel were meant to be on the flight to Manila and were turned away, even though the gate was still open. So I think when they were rebooking people from flights that are turned up late, they'd given away their seat. And I was like, dude, you call for compensation? Because if it's an involuntary bump because they've rebooked the seat, even though the people turned up, that is compensation, man. You can get a lot of money for that. So I hope they pursue that. But for now, we're in the pretty room, it's fine. For me, it's not too bad. Like, I did legitimately miss my connection, which is why I'm glad I booked them together, because if I'd been on separate airlines for the different legs, it would have been a lot cheaper. But in situations like this, I would have just been stuck in the airport until 3 p.m. tomorrow, because neither airline would have taken responsibility, which is why booking the same airline for both legs is always a must for me, and I will pay a lot more money to do it if I need to. So they transferred me and a few other people, and then another batch of people arrived after us. Technically, they served dinner till 10. We got here about 1:45, and they were expecting more people, so they kept the restaurant open for us, which was really nice. And I've got breakfast tomorrow, lunch tomorrow, and they're going to transfer me back tomorrow. They're going to pick me up about like 1:30, so not too bad. So I didn't have any cash on me when I got to the airport. I had my cards, obviously, but I didn't have a visa for Bahrain because I was like, oh God, I didn't expect to stay here. I was just transferring. But they also paid for the visa for me to get out. They give you like a page that shows what's booked, and it lets you out of immigration when you show them the paper. So that was good. Come to think of it, I think the hotel took that paper when I checked in. I wonder if I need that to get back through. Oh well. Bit late now, either way. You wouldn't actually believe this, but this is the first time this has ever happened to me. I travel quite a lot and I travel for work all the time, but I have never missed a flight. I've had flights that have shown up late, but then my connection has also been late, but I've never just outright missed a flight ever. And so to miss it and not be able to be bumped onto the next one, like have to go to a hotel, this is completely new for me because I haven't been through that process before. I've been very fortunate, I think. Good morning. I feel like I shouldn't have looked at what I look like. Oh, my eyes. No eye makeup today. I didn't have any. Well, I have some eyeshadow because the new Natasha Denona palettes that I bought, I put into my hand luggage so they wouldn't break in transit. Thank goodness, because if my luggage ends up lost, I would have been really sad to lose them. But I don't have any mascara or anything with me, so we're not putting that on. I found some lipstick in my bag, so that's fine. I found some roll-on deodorant. I had a hairbrush. Took the vanity kit with the little face pad. Managed to scrub off the dregs of my makeup with that. And so looking quite barefaced, but could be worse for sure. I'm so glad I didn't put face makeup, like skin makeup. Foundation is a better word for that. Not working. My brain's not working. So glad I didn't have that on last night. So it was just a case of deal with my eyes and the rest will be fine. So I'm going down to breakfast and I'm getting picked up later. I don't even know. I think it's like 8:45 right now. Breakfast runs till 10. So I'm going to go down and have some now. Okay, I've made it to the airport. It is actually quite small. I think it took me a grand total of 5 minutes to get through security. I've just had the friendliest security guy I've ever met. I walked in and I had like my bag here and I had my little white one that I keep here with my purse and stuff. And I went to empty it and I put like my liquids and stuff and he went, no problem. And as I went to take my liquids bag out, I was like, oh, I've got a bottle of water here, I'm really sorry. And he was like, yeah, just leave it in, it's fine. So just put it through this machine, he was fine. I didn't have to throw a bottle of water away, which I stole from my hotel room. Feeling very good about that. I'm just going to look around duty free, because God knows I haven't been in enough airports recently. See if there's anything I want to buy, and I guess I'll get on my flight. Oh no, I've hit upon a problem. So I was in this airport last night, obviously, because I missed everything. And I signed into the Wi-Fi to message my driver and let him know and all the rest of it. But unfortunately, apparently, like, you get 6 hours free Wi-Fi, which is pretty good. But there has to be a 24-hour gap between you signing on the first time and the second. So I can't access the free Wi-Fi right now, and it has a problem. So I've tried to pay for it, because you need to pay, like, I don't know, 2 Bahraini dirhams, dinar? I don't actually know what the currency is here. But you have to pay 2 of those and you can get 3 hours. And I was like, okay, but there's a problem and you can't purchase. So I've got no internet. And there doesn't seem to be a place I can pick up Wi-Fi. Everything's locked down. So I don't know what to do about that really, because I was going to shop and then I realised, oh, I don't know what the conversion rate is. I don't actually know what I'm paying for these things. And I can't look it up. Burger King coming in clutch. I didn't even buy anything, I just went up to the counter, I was like, what's your Wi-Fi? And she just gave me a look like she'd been asked 1,000 times and gave me a piece of paper with the info on. So I'm now connected to the internet, I know the exchange rate. I'm going to wait here probably just 10 minutes because there's seats and there's space, and then I might just have a little wander around. My gate should be listed in about 10 minutes. Okay, we're heading up to gate 13A. It says it's boarding soon, so I'm going to get comfortable.